So please can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. So I welcome you all once again. Yes, this is the second class for our SQL. Yes, we did our first class last 2 week Sunday, and where we introduced us to SQL, and that was done by Day. So this for today we'll be looking at data querying or manipulation and database management with SQL. Yeah, so we'll be moving on with our SQL class, and our facilitator for today is Olajide Idowu. We are privileged to have him today. So let me just quickly go to his introduction and I hand over to him. So Olajide Idowu is a BI consultant, that's business intelligence consultant and director of studies. So he has 14 years experience in different sectors, 6 years experience business intelligence with BI. I think that should be Power BI. So he's a Microsoft certified trainer. He's also a Microsoft most valuable professional in data platform. That's MVP. The same thing with what Adewale has. So he has trained over 10,000 on technical and soft skills. That's Power BI, Microsoft Office tools, and the likes. So Olajide also has been involved in the execution and implementation of several projects for corporate organizations like HR metrics and analytics for Dangote Group, sales dashboard for MBC on Red Project, OMS and application insight dashboard for Sterling Bank, media report dashboard for Insight Communication, media monitoring dashboard for industry marketing executives, and many others. So he's also the pioneer of Yes Excel community. Wow. So our facilitator for today is actually loaded. So kindly join me and welcome Olajide for today's session. So let me see our reaction. Let me see our messages on the chat. So let's welcome Olajide. Good evening, sir. You have the floor now.
Okay, thank you once again, Mr. Palumi. Thank you everyone for being here. Mr. Diwali, thank you also for this opportunity to talk to our friends everywhere. Someone's hand is up. Maybe he wants to say something. So, Mr. Palumi, I will need a favor from you. The favor is, oh no, let me ask everyone. Please, if you join with your laptop, kindly show with a raise of hand. Because what we're about to do is not a read and write, it's a technical thing. So I don't just want us to just be, if you join with your laptop, of course, I want us to work together. If you don't join with your laptop, it's fine, no problems, because I will need I'll be asking you, are you following? Is it clear? Can I go back? I mean, all of that, because I just want you to get it. It's not about doing too much of a thing. It's about whatever we're able to achieve, you are able to do it. I only saw two hands. And another thing is I will be using layman language. Layman language means I'm not going to be speaking the jargon, whatever the name they're supposed to call it. I can use something that is relatable to you. So I want to just ensure I bring it home so that the least person on this call that has nothing or that has no knowledge of anything called SQL would have an understanding. Okay, so this is what it means. So, and if I'm too fast, please call my attention to it. The point is that at the end of the day, my satisfaction will be that the least person will mean that someone that has no computer knowledge at all. We have an understanding, of course, basic understanding of some of those things. All right. So for people that are on their laptop, you can show with the raise of hand again. I believe that my colleagues have shared the data set we want to use. I don't want us to use a big data set so that if you use small data set, it will make sense in a way. So we can now transfer that to, I can see only one hand now. So that's Adebayo Jami. So Adebayo Jami is saying, I am on my laptop. Okay, so, okay, I can see two hands. Fatima, thank you. So two hands, okay. Mr. Pelumi, if you can help me put, if there is no noise, okay, I can see three. If there is no noise around these people that have laptop, you can help me. I mean, we can confirm from them. Then you can help me leave their mic. You know why? So that when I write one English language line, you understand what I mean by the time we are done. So I don't call it code. I call it English language because we write all of this code not in Arabic but in English language. So when we write those lines, I can say, "Have you tried it? Did you get it?" And I just want you to be as interactive as possible. So thank you so much. You can lower your hands. I'm going to share my screen now. If at any point in time you can't hear me, let me know. If at any point in time, I mean, whatever I've said is not clear, let me know. Because I'm sharing my entire screen now, I will not see when we raise our hand and all of that. I know that we always take questions at the last, but for me, I just want to always interact with people so that I know we're on the same page. So if you can see my screen, you can just let me know that you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm just going to move away from here. So everyone, the little time we're going to spend together, we'll do some things. The one we can't touch, we'll leave it. I'm just trying to say, I want us to get everything we'll be doing. So we'll go through this. These are like the key points. All right. There are a lot of things inside all of this that you're looking at. So we will look from select. But before I proceed, I'm going to ask if we have uploaded or imported I think I should do that. Okay. So I will just ask. So if you have imported the data that was shared, called Corper, I sent something called Corper. If you have imported it into SSMS, SSMS is the platform that has the SQL, Microsoft SQL engine. So if you have done that, you can show with the raise of hand. My colleague will look at that and it will give me a response. All right. So these are some of the things we'll be looking at, and I'll just move away from it. So as a form of introduction, I want to talk about this so that everyone can understand anything that has to do with data. So there is this life cycle, just like human being, we have our life cycle. They give birth to us, we crawl. I mean, all of those things, right? So data also in itself has this cycle of life. So there is creation. Data cannot just, uh, data will happen because of interactions. So data cannot just be. So there's something. Anyways, the first thing will be there must be creation of a space. All right. And when you create a space, you want to store something in that space. So when you store those things, at the end of the day, you want to go there and take something that you want to use. I may not mention the name, but you know as I'm flowing now. So you want to go to that space that you have stored something. Oh, I need cup of Gary now. I want to do Gary business, so I need a storage. So I have created a warehouse for that. So I store some bags of Gary. So someone order for one bag, I will need to go and bring it. So that means that there is need for usage of that thing that I've stored. And there's what we call archiving. Okay, oh, this one is spoiled or has something. Let me create a separate space so that I can put it there. Oh, now that this Gary has stayed for so long and is no longer useful, I think I should trash it. Oh, I'm sure you understand what I mean. I have talked from creation to destroying. All right. So area of focus would be using. I talked about using, right? Yeah, one of the life cycles. So our focus today will be that we want to use. So in order to use, we need to go to the store and begin to bring some things based on what we want to use it for or what we want to use. So these are some of the things. Hopefully we'll be able to touch them. If you can't, don't worry. We will be the one we will touch. I will believe everyone will have a proper understanding of this. So there are a lot of things. Select is always the guy to go to say, okay, I want to bring something from somewhere. So there is need to say bring. So see select as bring something. All right. So now if you look at this, don't mind me, I'll be asking, can we still see my screen? Can we hear me? My internet, I hope it's fine. Can I proceed, please?
Very, very
Thank
clear.
you. Now, if you look at this screen or this image, understanding basis of select keyword, like I said, don't be confused. Select is just like bring, right? So see it as bring, go and bring something. So you'll see from the left, go to the store and bring one yellow label carton from the blue storage. So that means that there are a lot of storage. So I need to know where I'm going to exactly to bring something. So that is what that means. So you see that if I go to yellow, I shouldn't go to yellow because what they need, the Gary they need, maybe it's Gary Jebu. Just forgive me, right? I'm going to be using that. So maybe I store Gary Jebu in one place. I store Gary of Lagos, Gary of Port Harcourt. So I need to say, okay, this customer is asking for Gary Jebu, so I shouldn't give Gary of Lagos. So I need to go to the appropriate place, right? So when I go, then I open that storage. That's the second image. So I saw so many things in the second storage, but the specific thing I'm to bring from here will be one yellow label carton. And you see this guy bringing the exact thing that you need. For people that are familiar with Microsoft Excel, there is something like VLOOKUP or lookup. Lookup is to say there is something I want to look up. If I see that thing, I will bring something. So just see the process of selectors. You're going to bring something. All right. So that's what this is actually talking about. All right. So how to query with select, right? How to say I want to bring. So if you look at this image from my left, you'll see select star or select, is the asterisk, whatever you call this one, right? Select star. So if you look at your keyboard on your laptop, you'll see 8, and 8 also has something like this asterisk. So in this environment, right, that star is called all record, like everything. So when I say select everything, you will not type everything like no, select star means bring all record. Because you want to bring, if I go back to this slide, you can see that they say go to somewhere and bring. So there must be from this thing that I said I should go and bring. So if I say, okay, Palumi, please bring yellow bag, the next thing will say that statement is not complete. Bring from where? So there must be from where I am bringing something. All right. So I mean, I hope this makes sense to you. And you can see that I put some note to say the table that asks what you want to bring is order. The name of the table is order. So that means I need to go to a particular table because there are so many tables, so that I will go to a specific table and bring what they asked me. And if you look to my right, I already said star in SQL means entire record. I mean, so I'll just move away. So we'll go into the demo. I would minimize this. Good. And I'm just going to my SMS here. So for people that are on their laptop, so if you've uploaded the data, right, you can just work with me. So if I'm too fast, okay, so immediately I launch SMS. This is waiting for me to say who is coming in. I mean, who wants to enter this space? So this is me anyway. So I'll just say yes, it is me. Then I have supplied the key so that the door is open so that I can go into the environment. Now that I've opened the gate and I'm in the environment, so because I believe that my colleague Adewale Yusuf has shared with us, he confirmed to me that he has shared that with us. So I wouldn't go to saying how to upload, how to do that, because if I begin to do that, it's going to eat into our time. All right. So in case you are not on your laptop, be rest assured that if you go over this video, whatever it is that we have done, we expect you to watch the video and practice, right? So one of my colleagues last week already did some introduction of the environment and all of that. So we just proceed from there. But if there's anything I'm saying that is not clear to you, you're free to drop those questions, right? And I'll be willing to answer them. So remember the slide I just shared that talks about there must be storage, there must be something that I'm bringing from somewhere. So I have, but I don't want to open it. Just know that in the database, there are a lot of things that are there. So, okay, you know what? Let me do the layman or basic. So there is this Corper. So when I click the plus in front of database, it shows me some things, right? So this is where we are going, okay? So if I click the plus, right, then I will see tables. And I can click the plus, then I will see some of this thing, but I'm going to click plus for table. Then when I see, then I will see that there are 3 tables. So that's Excel or CSV that I sent to us. You will see 3 things in that place. If you want to upload it, you have to convert it to a flat file. I mean CSV. So my assumption is we have it. If you don't, let's just go ahead and we can achieve this. So in this place, in the storage called Corper, we have 3 tables. Let's say that way. Like I said, I'll use layman language. So there is a table called customer. There's another one called order, and there's another one called staff. For instance, let me right click on customer. So when I right click, I see select top 1000, right? So let me use that first. So I only put in 19. Okay. Oh, okay, good. So now this table that is called customer, it has customer ID, the name of the customer, and the country ID for the customer. My other colleague next week will take us on how to do the creation of all of these things, right? So that you understand from, the storage creation, let me put it that way. So we have this customer, and if you see, you'll see that each customer has a unique ID. So it's not repeating itself. My point is customer ID is not repeating itself on this table, right? So let me go to this one and right click on show this one for me. So this one also is showing of that, right? So if you look at customer ID now, you'll see that one customer can buy many things from you. So on this table, it is repeating itself, right? So if I go to staff, I've not started picking, I'm just showing you some things. So you will see that this is showing staff. So of course, on this table too, the staff ID, your matric number will only identify one student. So two students cannot have the same matric number. So see matric number in this line at the staff ID that identifies, and on this table is not repeating itself. Okay, but one staff can attend to several customers. So if you check other table, you could see that staff ID is showing because I could attend to Fatima, and this same person could attend to Sulaiman. So in terms of sales, okay. Now that we have an understanding, so I would just close this. I don't need it. So just to show, and if there's anything that is not clear to you, you're free to talk to me. Now, remember from the slide, we talked about select, right? And just say, I don't even know where I am. Let's say I don't know where I am. I don't know what to do. I don't need to expand this. If I say, so let's just start. My line manager is asking me to bring all record from somewhere. Let's say from order table. At least you've seen that table when I expanded it shortly. So because he's asking me to bring all records from other tables, so I need to issue an instruction to answer business question. Business question is my line manager is asking that I should bring all the record from order. So if I click on new query, then I could say, let's say I am not here. Because there are other databases. So let's say I'm not here, right? Normally I would say, that is if I'm not, but I'm already in the environment where I want to go to. But if I'm not, I will say use what? Use Corper. To really say, I'm going to Manchester. I should not say go to London because that would be wrong. So I'm just trying to say go to Manchester, right? So now that I put that, my point is I may not put that since I'm in the place, but if I'm somewhere else, I need to say this is where you should go to. So I can then say, since my line manager says select or bring all the records, like I said, I'll be using what we are familiar with. Either I write it in uppercase or lowercase. Normally, if we are introducing SQL, we'll say be writing the keyword. If you say what is keyword? Keyword are this command that we use to initiate something. Okay. So, but let me just write in small letter. So when I say select, it's now waiting for me. That's why there is red line. So if I say shift 8, it means select all record. If I issue this, there will be an error because I have not specified where it should come from. So I'm going to say, I like to do it in a way that is neat and is readable. So from where? So if I say from order, as I'm typing, it sees it so I can pick it. When I pick the writing, the red line will disappear, of course. So now, if I execute this, Remember, select entire record from order. So if I execute this, I will have all of the same table that I right click to say show me top 1000, and that is exactly what we have here. Now, if the story changed to say, remember that, so I will be going front and back. Okay, so let me also do another query. It's deliberate for you, but I'll come back here. So new query. This new query, I want to call up staff. So select, you know, I'm already in Corper, so I don't need to, I'm just trying to say so. Select all record from where? From staff. So you can see staff is the table on this. So if I execute this, so you can see all the stuff, right? Now let's go back here. So you can see all the stuff. This ID is identifying Bella, Tom, and all of that. So if I come back to this one, let's say my line manager is changing the narration or the narrative to say, I need you to only bring record for a particular staff, all right? But for now, we'll need to take it a step at a time. So my line manager is saying, bring record for a staff with staff ID, let's say staff ID 2. If that is the case, so if whatever I'm doing now, if it's not clear, please be dropping messages in the, so that, Pelumi, you need to help me. When I say something is not clear, let people drop message. When they drop it, please, you are free to interrupt me anytime. I beg you. So select all record from staff. We've seen it. So I want to go back here. This time around, my line manager have answered business queries. So what this time is now saying, I don't need all the record again. I only need what a particular staff has done. Because on this table, the name of the staff is not here, right? I've talked about join, but I want us to take it a step at a time. But I can just say, okay, the only thing my line manager wants is the entire record. So Olajide for now is a staff with, let's say, is one of the staff. So, but my line manager is now saying, don't give me all the record for every staff. Only give me what Olajide has done. So if Olajide is number 2, right, then I can say select. I can clear this up, but I just want to leave it. Select all record from where? From order. Order is the table, right? Now, since there is a clause, there is a condition. Before, there was no condition. In this place, or in this instruction, or in this statement, or in this query, there was no condition. My line manager said, let me see all the record, all the transactions that happened, all the sales. This is sales table, this is order. All this is, so this is entire thing. But this time he's saying, okay, what management need now is not all the sales or all the order. They want the order that a particular staff did. So since there is that condition, that means that I will give an instruction that will not bring everything, but it will bring everything for a particular staff. So because of that, we would introduce what we call request. Let me put something here deliberately. So let me put this here. Just a moment. Then star. And the record for staff ID 2, so that we would understand, we will not be confused. So my line manager is asking me to bring record for staff ID 2. Then I'll need to put, so you come to this table, SQL. When you get there, bring all the records for this staff ID 2, right? So then I will say where, I hope I can proceed. Can I proceed? Just to be sure the internet is fine.
Yeah, go on, sir.
Thank you. So I'll say where it doesn't matter either capital letter or small letter, right? Where staff as I'm typing to, it's helping me because you can see that column. This is the table, this is the column. So where staff ID, because there's staff ID column, where staff ID equal to what? 2. Meaning exact, equal to meaning exact. So if I invoke this or execute this, of course I could do both of them, but let's do it one by one. So if I do this, just this one, let's see what we get. Now, you can see that there is no other staff ID apart from 2. So this is showing all the transaction that staff ID 2 is involved in. So where is a clause is like a filter. Anyways, that help us to bring the exact thing. So it's a condition that help us to bring exact thing. Okay. So now that we have an understanding, I want to proceed. You can say I'm taking it a step at a time. Now, let's take a look at, I don't want us to see too many things. Reason why I will be going back and forth. I could execute both of them together, but I will have to scroll. Oh, this is not big enough. Let me zoom this out. So sorry about that. So let me execute this, just this one. Good. You will see that there is quantity, right? And this is to show you. Let's say this time around, I want to count, maybe my line manager want me to know in terms of numbers, not total now, not summation, like count. Let me just count the entire record, right? I hope I'm making this simple. So I could then say select, because I'm introducing us to all those things that I show on the slide. Select. If this, since I want to, I'm not selecting, how will I put this to you? I don't want to show all the record on the table. I only want to show the count. All right. Count means let me count the occurrence. So this will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3, this will be, you get row by row. So if I say select, now select count, right? Count is, let me just say the function for now. So if I pick count and I put equal to, so count returns something, all right? Int means number, integer. So count of, there is a column called quantity. Though I don't, when I'm working in reality, I don't drag, but I just want to show that if I expand this column, I can see quantity. I can drag it and drop it, but I don't want to drag. So I just wanted to see that it's there. So if I say quantity, as I'm typing, it didn't come up. Don't worry. Quantity. So if I pick quantity, because I've not mentioned where it should come from, that's why it's still showing something like this. So I'll close this bracket. If I press enter and say from, there's a table called order. As I'm typing order should come up. Okay, you can see that that's error sign or red line as disappeared because I've now said this quantity is coming from this. Then you understand. So if I initiate or commit or evoke or execute this, I believe I've explained what will happen. It's not going to show. Anyways, let's execute so that we'll see this. Execute. Do we understand? You know, I said row by row is what we come back. So it has counted, not the, it has just counted row by row. So I believe this is clear. We are just painting scenarios. So, and if there is anything I'm doing is not clear to you, I beg you, drop your questions. So now, there is another one. Let's say, so if I execute this, of course, you have everything back. I always want you to see all of this instead of me moving away and opening so many queries. So let's say this time I'm leaving it. Normally I would delete, but I'm leaving it so that we can see whatever previous actions we have initiated. So let's say if you look at quantity, there is lowest, there is highest. My point is there are numbers, so I don't need to even know. My line manager want the highest quantity ordered. that can I have the highest quantity ordered? So then I can say select what? This time around, there is a function called max, like this, max. Max is a function that would bring maximum, returns integer. It will bring maximum. Maximum of what? Of course, maximum of whatever is in quantity, right? Quantity. Then I close the bracket. Let me reduce this. Then I close the brackets and from order. So if I invoke this or execute this, 30 is the highest quantity. If you look at it again, if you check through row by row, you will see 30 is the highest, right? So min is for minimum. So I wish that someone's mic is on that can tell me if I'm going to select me. I think we will be able to. I'm sure we are fine. What is important is we can transfer the previous knowledge to another. So min is for minimum. So I believe if I do min, but I'm not going to do min. So if you do min, it will bring you the lowest, quantity or that. So I believe everyone is fine. We'll be fine with that. So min is just MIN instead of max being MEX. So min is minimum MIN. So now that we have an understanding, so let's say my line manager is now saying, okay, what I need you to bring back is the total of all the quantity, then the story will change. So permit me, I will just, I don't want to keep scrolling, so I will just change this to sum, right? So if I execute this, it will give us, it will have gone to quantity and count, and add 22 plus 5 plus, add everything together. So, and we would have this. So the total of every, okay, I want to take it step by step. You see that this does not make sense, right? No quality column name, but I want to be taking it a step at a time. I will introduce alias. I will introduce, all of that. Because I'm touching one by one. So if you say, okay, do not do sum, maybe average of quantity. So average of quantity will mean that, let me execute this again. Average of quantity will mean that when you add everything up, divide it by number of occurrence. I'm sure you understand. When you have everything up, how many, then you divide by number of occurrence. So if I change this, for instance, to average. So how do we write average? So average is written this way, AVG. All right. Either uppercase or lowercase, you're fine. So that means that average will sum everything and divide by number of occurrence, right? So if I just say, give me this one, then this is the average of quantity ordered. So now that we have an understanding, I want to, so I could clear all of this, right? Permit me to. What I want to do is I don't want to go to several places and so that this can just be fine. Good. So delete all of this. So if I execute this query, we have everything. Remember, it's everything. So this time I want to say, when you do this, is not, I would rather want to see it from the highest order to the lowest. This one is not uniform. 10 is there, 12, 25. Can the biggest be, can it be arranged in that particular order? So then, if that is the case, let me leave this one at the top. Okay, I can just copy this, right? Control C, then stay here. Okay, stay one step, Control V. Now, I'm going to change the narrative so that I can arrange in that order. So though I want to select everything, but I want you to consider using quantity to arrange, to sort, right? To arrange. But in this place, it is called order by. Okay. So select all records from order. That is the name of the table, right? Then I can then say, help me arrange it. So if I say order by order by, like this. Order by what? That's why you're still seeing red line. Order by what? So if I say order by quantity, all right, red should disappear. So if I say order by quantity, let's see what will happen this way first and execute. Now, naturally, if you look, okay, let me bring this up. So you will see that 5 seems to be the lowest, right? And 30 is the highest. So it has, by default, it would order from the ascending order. Ascend means lowest to the biggest by default. But if I do not want it this way, my point is I don't need to now write AS, something like this, ascending order. I don't need to write ASC, whatever it is called. Naturally, it will do this. But let's say the story is that my line manager will want it to be in a descending order. Then I would then say, don't show the way you are showing this time. Show DESC, which stands for descending. So if I execute this now, you can see that 30 now, which is the highest. You know, we did max the other time. So that confirms to you. So if you have done min, 5 will have been the answer. So now this as a range, if you have been following, you will see that I've been doing this a step at a time. I'm introducing all that I've put on the PowerPoint, the slide. Okay. So now that this is clear, which I believe so, if it is not, drop your questions. Now, I want to begin to change the story. This time, we are going to select where, so I will bring where back because we always need that guy. Because sometimes management does not need all the, it's not about management. Like all the table, you can't be, there will be, okay, let's see where total sales is this. Let's see, okay, let's bring all the salary where, say, let's bring all the staff information where salary is more than 1 million, or where total sales or where profit is more than this, where our revenue is more than this. Then the where guy has to come and help you. So I could copy this to make life easy. If I need anything, I could just remove whatever it is I don't need. So I want to say select all record from order. Okay, you know what? Let me just, okay, I'll still need order, so delete this. So select all records from order. Where, so let's say anything or quantity, let me not say that, any, whatever you are bringing, or consider quantity column, any order or any quantity ordered. You know, this is this is another table. So any quantity that is ordered that is more than 15, that is more than 15 is what you should bring back. That means anything that is more than 15 is what should come back, right? So whatever will come back will be from 16 upward, 16. Okay. So then where quantity, then I'll type quantity. I can write it in lowercase or, I mean, my point is, this is quantity. So where quantity is greater than, this is greater than sign, the normal one, greater than what? Greater than 1, 5. So when you do this, also help me order it. Don't just scatter. When you are bringing it back, order, let it be arranged. Then order by comes to play. Order by, all right? Order by what? The same quantity. Order by quantity. Now, if I execute this, remember naturally it will do from lowest to highest. But because, let's say my line manager wants it to be highest to lowest, then I need to put this. But if it is not, if it was not asked, maybe I wouldn't, right? But I'll rather let it come this way. So I'm going to execute this, and so you can see, not all record comes back. It's only the one that has more than 15. So this has answered the business question. Okay. I really want you to be seeing my screen. So the reason why I don't want to I'm deleting some or taking some things out. Let's say this time, my line manager is changing the story to say, I need you to bring back, of course, he's not going to explain it this way to you, but this is me trying to explain it. So when they talk to you in the office, right, they won't, because they employ you, when they employ you, said you know how to query or you have SQL understanding. So no line manager is going to help you to say you need to write a query. It is for you to be able to understand whatever they are asking you, maybe in the email or through phone conversation, so that you know how to interpret that to, or how to express that to SQL, right? So I want to select. So let me see if I need to copy this and just Control C, Control V. Okay, let me scroll down. So my line manager wants something. I need us to, let me execute, since you understand this. Okay, let me just only execute only this one only. Good. We can see all the entire table for that. So my line manager wants where quantity is still greater than 15. But the staff ID, they only want to see maybe for, let's say 4 and 5. That means that give me information for staff ID 4 and 5 for any transaction they have done, both of them have done, that is more than 15. I'll take that again. It's just that I'm looking at time. I don't want to be writing the note. So what I'm trying to say, let me type it in case it's not clear. I would go over it again. Select all record from this table where quantity is greater than 15. And so I want to put and, excuse me, I'll rather write it here. And what? And staff ID, right? Since if it is one person, right? I'll say equal to, you know, where we use equal to the other times. I only need the transaction that number 2, staff ID 2 has done. So I say exact. Since it's only for that guy, I'll put equals to. But since it's not only for staff ID 4 in this case, they said for staff ID 4, for this staff and this staff, then I'll say bring all records from the table where quantity is greater than 15 and consider the staff ID to be what? 4 and 5. So if I'm going to write that in English, in SQL English language, since it's between two people, right? Then I'm going to say, if this is not clear, don't worry, you can talk to me. Between 4 and 5. What this simply means that, we have run this to say, just bring everything where it's greater than 15, correct? This time, before this, I could say, okay, when you do this, or even if it is for maybe 4, if it's only 4, I won't need to put, I'll just say and staff ID equals 4. There won't be need for between. But what my line manager wants is that bring the entire sales or quantity that is greater than 15 for, we want to see what they did. So if I execute this, right, let's see what we will get. I still want to order. So what you are seeing right now, if you look at this staff ID, it has only brought the information we want to say, okay, bring all record though, quantity must be greater than 15. And the staff ID, meaning that these people, right, whatever it is they have done is what you should bring. I hope this makes sense. Don't mind, I'm laughing or smiling because I'm trying to bring it home to you in a layman language. So when you have something, a scenario like this that requires a condition that is more than for one person, right? You want to use between. Since it's 2 in this instance, all right, since it's 2, let me put it that way. So between, then we have this comes back. Okay, let me change the narration now. let me take this out, right? Because I really want us to be seeing that I don't want to go too far from all of this. This time, okay, let me write it. Select, so what I now want is that I don't want everything. I've been putting star, which means entire record. This time I don't want the entire record. What do I want? My line manager wants me to bring, when I say bring, I'm talking about select, but I don't want to use that term. Give me staff ID, and so there is, okay, let me run this again. Don't mind me. I always want you to get it clearly, all right, or clearer. So this is the entire thing from this other table, okay? So if I scroll down, this is the entire thing. But my line manager does not want me to return other ID, all the columns, all the entire thing. It is now specifying. They want me to only bring back staff ID and quantity. So watch what I'm going to do. Select, not star this time, staff ID, right? Comma, quantity. So if that's all, where am I bringing this from? Quantity, enter. From, the reason why I see in red on the line is because I've not mentioned where it's coming from other, from this table. So you can see that. Now, I want this to also be arranged. So I will say order by. Anytime you want to arrange, order by is the guy, order by staff ID. I'm sure you can see that I want to believe that this is making sense because I've been going one step at a time. Normally, I could issue all of this command in one, but so that we understand the basics, right? That I've been doing one by one. So if I execute this, for instance, can you see two things is coming back? Bring staff ID and quantity from, and arrange. We said that one staff could attend to several customers. So when you see this coming back, is because at the point somebody that you attended to do 25 quantities at the point, so that's why this is like that. Okay. So let me change the narration or narrative again now, right? I beg you to look at this. Nothing is difficult actually. It just, most of the things you'll find out is how people can express whatever business query to SQL. Not only SQL, sometimes some people find it difficult to express it in Excel or Power BI or all of those applications. All right. So that's one of the major things that people find, that gets people confused. So let's say my line manager named total quantity, right? Now, I may not have to run this. I've been doing this all over, and I believe everyone is fine. So I don't really need to show this all over again yet. So now, my line manager wants me to bring back staff ID and also sum of quantity from other table. So when I'm bringing them back, they want me to group them. Group is to, just like the word group, right? Is to put, is it to categorize? How will I put it now? I'm sure you know what so if you have 100 people and we group by department, right? Something like that. So we have different people, like 100 or different departments. So if they say arrange according to your department, something like that is group by. So just forgive me, I'm laughing too because I'm trying to do primary school so that everyone, the least person would understand. So I'm going to just say select, not all record, you get staff ID this time, staff ID, then comma. So also, help me, when you are bringing this back, or do the sum of quantity. So when you do the sum of quantity, because okay, I think I can use it. let me not introduce it yet. Quantity from where? From order. So everyone, I hope, at the end of the day, you'll be able to do all these basic things that we have done. So you can see that you're only speaking English. So if I go ahead and do this, right? Shall I do it so that you can see? But I'm putting some things. Okay, let me execute this first, so that when you see any error, you understand that this is not complete. Though it will tell you why and all of that. Can you see? It knows that based on this expression, group by must come in. All right. So sometimes when we execute some things, all you need to do is to look at some things. I mean, it will tell you, point you to the error and all of that. But so let me go ahead. From then group P to, because you know sum is the total. So if it's going to sum, it has still staff ID. And it doesn't make sense to say, so if I sum quantity, then quantity is 277. I think we saw it the other time. So how can I marry it to this guy? So it didn't make sense. So that's why I gave the error. So group by what? So anytime you are grouping by, of course, anyways, let me make it simple. You can see there is staff ID, right? So this one will return total. So should I group by total again? Or should I group by quantity? My point is, I will group by this. This is descriptive. This one would show us how much total did Adewale did, how much total sales did Pelumi did, how much total did Olajide did. So that is the meaning of help us arrange it. Okay, so group by staff ID. Staff ID. So I could type, or when I see it, I can pick staff ID. So let me execute this first before I proceed. So what you are seeing now is it gave us, you know, the other time we did one by one, it was showing 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So he has added everything in number. This guy did, added all this, added all this. That is what we mean. But I need you to look at this. So staff ID makes sense. But if I'm sending this to my line manager, what does this mean? So no column name. So watch what I'm going to do. So there is what we call alias, which is AS. I'm not going to use it. I just want to show you. Most of the time, you won't see AS in my work. So watch what I'm going to do. Or, yes, let me do this too. So if I write it this way, I can put one space after whatever, but in this case, quantity. So I just put one space, right? Like space, and type quantity. Quantity. What this means that if you sum this guy, let this be the header of the column. If you help me sum, because what we said this guy should do is sum quantity. We didn't say when you sum, also let it have header, because this one will return the sum. So since we executed without this, so that's why there is no name for the column. So this time we say, okay, when you do all of this, this guy that you are summing, we didn't say that select staff ID and quantity. If you have mentioned that column will have come, but this column we have aggregated it. So because we have aggregated it, that's why it's showing total. So we didn't say when you aggregate, also give it another. Anyways, I hope this is fine. I'm also smiling in a way, but I believe, well, if it is not clear, you are free, please, I beg you. So I'm going to execute this, right? And let's see. Can you see now? Because instead of me using as, alias is as, right? So space, don't mind, I said Fabian. SQL, understand, is also smart to know that, okay, that is what I mean. So that's why we have this, right? So I hope this is making sense. You know what? I always like to engage. It's just that our rule is that everybody is muted, right? Let me come and look at our faces. Don't mind it. This time cannot be enough, but whatever we are able to do, I want it to be fine. Let me look at our faces. I didn't want to come because I'm looking at my time. Okay, we are following. Okay, I'm happy. That's why we raise hand, right? Or are there questions? Balloon, please, want to react to this? Am I going to be giving some few minutes because we have not done anything? I tell you. Hold on, class.
Can you hear me?
So, can hear you. So go ahead, please. What are you saying?
I think we have 2 questions already in the chat, so I don't know if you want to answer them.
Okay. Let me take a look at it. Please, sir, after providing what your line manager requires, how do you present it? Is there a way you can print or you meet? Okay, I like this. Don't mind. I just say, okay, it seems I can see. So is this, let me see if there's any question before so that, oh, if you are not, okay. Pauline, please help me. Is this, I want to be sure that there is no question before this.
No, no question. These are the two questions we have.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I can actually copy. So normally, right? Normally, Power SQL is not like Power BI that you can use to visualize. So if, for instance, let me answer you this way because I'm not going to go into that SQL part. What I can do is if I am in Power BI, you know that all of these statements, I can actually write it from Power BI but I don't want to go into that, is to say that if that is what your line manager is asking you, right, you can write this statement inside Power BI because you'll be connecting to SQL server. So that means that you say Power BI said yes, go and get data. If you not say from where, you say, okay, from SQL server, you pass in the parameter, the connection strings. So instead of that saying go, you want to write select statement option, right? I don't want to open that. Is in short, this is fine. So my point is, but if it is only table you need, you can copy. Let me show you. That is if that is the table. Let me minimize this, right? So if I stay in this corner, right? Can you see? If I right click, can you see copy? My point is, but if this is what you need, right? You have answered the business question, but if I'm going to visualize this, then if I'm going to use Power BI, then I will this what did you write? This one that we write, right, is what I'm going to write inside Power BI so that you can actually go and bring this guy. I can then visualize. I hope I've answered that one. Let me look at the second. My first question is, can I order by column that was not selected using select? No. The reason is whatever, I like that. You know what? Let me see. So let me order by, can I order by column that was not selected using select? So I like that question. Let me not even say no. I don't like saying no. So let me order, since we mentioned two columns, right? So let me order by, okay, let me look at it again, don't mind me. Then I'll come back there. Execute. So I will now order by customer ID. Let's say. Order by, oh, I deleted something, right? Order by customer ID. Let's execute. So I hope I've answered you. So that's why I like to practicalize. It will be saying something, aggregate function, group by something. But just know that because I didn't mention this guy, let me know. I believe I've answered it right. I believe so. Okay, so have I? Oh, I think I missed this, right? Okay, I think I've answered the questions. Let me know because this is 508. If you are dashing me more times, so the class will need to react to that. Palumi, kindly your mic. Okay, yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm asking. This is 5. That hope you. I want to know how many minutes the class can give me more.
Okay, let me just ask. So how many minutes can we give?
We can drop it here so that
yes.
I always respect everyone to get everyone. So when you leave me, I can continue to go. So I'm asking. Let's drop it. I'm looking at the chat. If you don't drop it on time, you know that time is already counting. Don't mind me. I am a time manager too. So please, 30 minutes. So everyone, if you are fine, thank you so much. So I will let it by 5:30, right? If I've not covered it, I'll stop at 5:30. Thank you so much. So we'll just you can thank you so much. Thank you. Wanda, I have meeting. Please forgive me. So so you understand that this will not work. So you have to mention one of the these guys. So if I say staff ID now, and you remember that, okay, so I still want to put some things though, but I'm not rushing so this will now answer because this guy is part of them. So now I'm not done with this letter. So my line manager is saying that, though, thank you for doing this. This time, this is another thing I want. So I want you to, anything you want to bring back now, it should be any quantity that is more than 30. So if you look at what we already have, there is the total for them is, I'm sure you understand what I mean. So whatever you are bringing back, when you have sum and all of this, let it be something that has 30 and above. So that means that if I put that thing that I'm about to put, anything that is not insured, let me change it to 40 and above. I'm going to change it since we can see it. I change it to 40 and above. That means that by the time it's coming back, some things that I have not met the condition will not come back. So if I want to do something like that, how then do I write that, right? Okay, you know what? Let me copy this. Control C and stay here. Control V. Then scroll up a bit. Good. Now, so that we can see that this one is not going to be the same with this. So I'm going to say that since my line manager said something like that, this guy cannot deliver it. So there is need for a keyword, or maybe I should call it function for you, called having. So if I'm going to use having, so what I'm trying to say is that my line manager wants anything that is going to come back should be something above 40, right? So, and if I'm going to express that, this does not give me that. This gives me all the summation for everybody. So I'm going to say, okay, so when you're bringing that back, consider. So see this having as consider that sum. I will call it again. Consider sum, right, of quantity. You will see that it's actually English. You just to know how to. So though when you sum this guy, you will bring all the things, but in that sum, anything that is in your summation, anything that is now greater than, let's say greater than or equal to 40, you will not put red line. So what I'm trying to say, I'm sure some people already got it, is that if I run only this, I'm getting this. But my line manager said that whatever you are bringing back, let the sum, right, of that quantity that will now come back be anything that is greater or equal to 40. So if I execute this, let's see what will happen. Please, do we understand? So if you have any scenario like that, like this one, so this is what to do anyways, because I could paint a lot of scenarios. So if you have something like that, so this is how to express it. So I think that's the right word. This is how to express it. So I think we have covered. So I believe you are getting the flow. Now it's going to change a bit. So if okay, so let me show you something. No, let me show you this way. I always want to make everything simple. Okay, let me not cancel this, but let me take out this guy. Don't save, no. Good. Let me do the basic. I just always want to be detailed so that anything is not confusing you. So if I don't mind, I'm trying to do simple thing so that everyone can, okay, edit. I'm not going to edit, but I just want to show you something, right? So what you're seeing, the way, anyways, this is, I can actually, without writing query, do some things here. But I just want you to see this, right? Because maybe it will make sense to you what I'm about to do. But I'm going to cancel this guy. Don't mind me. Good. Now let me right click and say, I'm not editing, select top 1000, right? And also go to other. I'll close them again, select top 1000. And I'll also go to staff. We have seen this before, but don't mind, I always want everything to be clear. So you see that there's staff ID and staff, correct? you'll see that there is, on this other table, in database, I'm sure, based on the training we've been doing so far with us, they must have talked about fact table and dimension, maybe in Power BI, right? There is, I'm talking about fact and dimension, right? They must have talked about primary key and foreign key. Don't worry, the next class, my colleague will touch on that. My point here is that if you look at this other table, it seems to have other ID, it seems to have customer ID. But if you look at other ID, it's not repeating itself. But if you look at customer, a customer could come and buy severally, right? Okay, so if I order in the morning, so if I order in the morning, it will show my order ID. Then that order is a new a new order. So if I come back again, it's a different order. That's what I'm trying to say. If I order again, it's a different order. So the order will not be repeating itself, but it's the customer that is coming back. It's still the same person coming back. Whatever I'm trying to say is to say, but on customer table, it will not repeat itself. Where's staff? On staff, it's also not going to repeat itself. Now that we have an idea. Good. Okay, good. So we're back here. So if I need something from those tables, how will I be able to get it? Everything we've been doing is still, excuse me, let me just take water. Okay, thank you. So everything we've been doing, we have only been asking questions on order. But, okay, let me show this again. It's, you don't mind me. I just want everyone to be fine. So if you look at this, right? Let me stay somewhere here and right click. Or let's say, no. Or I'm trying to look at the proper way of showing you this. Because I don't want to initiate, okay. Let me not do something that will confuse you. Let me just, my point is behind this table, right? I've done some things to relate the table. I just don't want to do too much of a thing that will throw you off balance, right? So just know that behind this table, I have connected them, okay? I've connected them. They have something in common, right? Staff ID and all of that. So I've done that. My other colleague will show you this. I'm sure of that when it comes to that. But my point is we have only been interacting with a particular table, but I want to get something. And that's why I show us all of those tables, right? So I want to get something from another table. My point is there is a customer. Customer has relationship. Customer ID is also showing on order. There is staff as a table. Staff ID is also showing on order. So if I now want to put a name, you know what we have before us is that, okay, what is the name of this guy? We have only seen one. Who is one? We are seeing three. Who is three? We are seeing five. I think this is the best way I should do it. So I want you to see their names. Okay, I think it's fine that way. So I'm going to change the narrative now. Okay, it's fine. Let me scroll. So the narrative will now be, I want all records. So I want to make this very simple, right? Select star. This time from order. But if I go ahead and do this, let me execute first. We've been seeing it. It will show all of this, but that is not what I want. I want to select a record from order. And you should consider what this other table has in common with staff. You know, when I executed this, right, he considered nothing. He only consider what is from order. But this time, when this guy is coming, I want you to consider, I'm just using a layman, forgive me, trying to bring it home to you. Consider since there is relationship, there's connection between all of us, and you have plugged us together. So, okay, so let me put it this way. So Pelumi has wisdom and intelligence. I have wisdom and, let's say, integrity. But in my report, I need intelligence. Since myself and Mr. Pelumi, we have wisdom in common. So because we have something in common, I can leverage on that to go and take intelligence from it. That's exactly what I want to do. I hope that makes sense to someone. So I would then say that thing that we have in common that joins us, in short, that's it. Let me put it that way. Don't worry. There's what we call join. So inner join this time. Inner join. So inner, that means just see that what connect us. What really connect us. So inner join staff. Staff is a table. It's going to answer me. Now, if I say inner join staff, you now say, okay, what is that thing that we have in common? That was why I showed the table. There is ID that we have in common, right? So I'll say, but I'm going to use alias shortly so that I don't like writing too much the name of the table. What we have in common to say, well, okay, so Pelumi and myself, we have wisdom. So I will now say, I need intelligence from Pelumi. So, but what we have in common is what you should use to connect us, right? So on wisdom. So I will just say, that's how it is expressed. So on, that means that thing that we have, where can I see it? Don't mind, I'm just trying to bring it on staff ID. There is staff ID, which is also present. You know, this is still that table. I'm just saying, go and check staff ID. I mean, sorry, go and check a table called staff. On that table, there is staff ID there. Where staff ID, but there's nowhere here. So see this as where staff ID. It's equal to other. If I pick other now, though I'm going to change this narrative, all right? Other dot staff ID. What I'm trying to say, let me also put staff here before I now change the narrative. Staff is a table. Then dots staff ID. Can you see it's no more error? My point here is that in order for this to make sense to you, is to say, okay, I need you to bring all record. And this all record must be everything from other that, as I'm trying to process, I mean, to know how to put it to you. Anyways, when I execute this, look at what we come back. Let me execute this first. Everything from both table will come back. There is, in case, hold on, just a moment. Let me only execute this so that you can understand what that means. Execute. There's order ID, customer ID, order date, and staff ID and quantity, right? So if I execute this one together, you'll see that there's order ID, customer ID, order date, which is coming from order table. Though quantity is also part of the order table, but staff ID is also part of order table. What you are seeing here, staff ID and staff name is coming from staff table. Remember, in case this is not clear, let me right click and say, show me top 1000. Take a look. There are only 2 columns here. So that means that it gave me everything from staff, I mean, from order, and everything from staff table, everything from order table, everything from, let me minimize, let me scroll down so that you understand what this is. It's not going to give me any empty, right? It will give me everything that's where they meet. How can I put it? Everything that they have in common, it will return that to me. Okay. In case I believe this is clear in a way. Don't worry. By the time my colleague come, comes next week, it's going to tell you, it's going to show you how to build all of this, and how to, it will tell you primary key and foreign key, so that whatever this, in case there's someone that doesn't have, that this is not clear to, when it does that plugging in of the tables, oh, you know, okay, that's how I come about this. Okay, so let me also do another one. Do I need this again? No. So in order to create space, permit me to take out these guys. Okay, so let me see this. Okay, so it's fine. Now let me say select all. No, let's not select all this time. You have an idea. So okay, good. Before I proceed, so if I want to also see, though I will tidy this up, normally it shouldn't be coming this way, right? I'll tidy it up. It should not be, you'll see what I mean shortly. So if I also want, take a look, let me right click on customer. I believe this is clear to some people. If I also want something from customer, right, to also reflect on this one, then I also need to say where customer table has something in common with other, right? So, but not like where that, not that kind of way. Okay, so so if I'm going to do that, right, all I need is that I can put customer here and say where customer ID is also equal to where customer ID is also equals to all that customer ID. You know, there's customer ID. I believe you understand. So let me just say inner join, because this join of a thing is what people, some people always say they don't. It's just about relationship. That one table, you know, what we are doing is a relational database. I mean, what we are dealing with. So where customer on what? On customer table, customer customer table, but I'm going to use alias shortly, please. Dot means show me everything. Customer ID, right? Customer ID is also equal to that same thing is present in other table dot. Can you see customer? Oh, country, I'll remove it, don't worry. Customer ID. So this one will be not country, it's customer dot customer ID. Good. So my point is, if I need this to also get come from that, so all you need to do is to ensure that the ID they have in common is what you're mentioning. You can see there is customer ID on customer table. There's customer ID on other tables. So let's see what this will give us. Do we understand? So if you go to customer, you see that there's customer ID. My point, I just show customer shortly. You see that this is staff ID, staff name coming from the staff table, customer ID, customer name, country coming from customer, and every other thing is coming from this guy. So, okay, this time let me say select. This time select sum of, and then I have like 8 minutes. Select sum. Now that this is, I mean, I believe it's making sense. What we have to say is quantity is the only thing I put here so that we can always be talking to quantity, right? Select quantity, then, okay, before I proceed, don't mind me. I don't like the fact that this is, you know, I show how to do alias without writing AS. AS stands for like, so I want this order. Anywhere you see order, it should be, so it's going to flag red now, but don't worry. Anywhere you see order, it should be referred to as O. Good. So anywhere order is, I will then change it to, instead of order dot something, I will then say it is now, it should be known as O. This will not flag red. Then it should also be known as O. This will no longer flag red. This is just how to tidy to make it red. And I could say, okay, instead of customer dots, all of this, instead of staff, so I could also say, okay, well, staff, we say yes. Now it should be taking, it's not that it will change his name forever, it's just I mean, it's just an alias, a temporary name, right? So instead of writing stuff in full, I can say S. This one will flag error now. So instead of staff, then S, it will not flag error again. I hope you understand. So I'll say, okay, customer, I say yes. Instead of me writing you in full always, I will say you should now be known as, another name for you is C. So that anywhere we see customers, we can say C. I hope this is clear. So this is just an alias. So when I now reference C going forward, you know that it's customer. When I mention S, it's staff table. When I mention O, it is other table. Of course, if I execute this, I wouldn't have any issue because I said, let it also be known that your name is so. So that is alias. Okay, I have 5 minutes left. So this time select some of quantity, quantity. So if I could say as, so if I put space now and say quantity, you get, but I can still ignore for now. When I put that space, to mean that when you do this but in the context of what I want to do now, I don't need it for now. So select quantity and also staff ID. That means don't select or don't bring everything back. So staff ID. Now, of course, you know that I have to say from somewhere, from other. Other is a table. If I go ahead and execute this, someone to tell me what will happen. I have done something similar before. If I go ahead and execute this, what do you think will happen? I have done something that shows something. Though I can't look at the chat because I have 4 minutes. But if I go ahead and do, okay, so I say, help me do the summation of bring me the sum of quantity and staff ID from other. So what do you think if I execute this? I think I need people to respond. If I execute this way, what do you think will happen? I shouldn't be in a rush. I don't want to come to team so that you understand what I mean. So please let me look at the charts. I've done something similar like this. So if I go ahead and execute this, what do we think will happen? So let me look at the chart and tell me if people are, just to be sure they are following and they understand what I mean. So kindly respond. I don't want to come to team so that it doesn't cover this.
Just as someone said, it brings error. Yeah, 2 people now.
Okay, good. Thank you. So I will need to say, okay, when you do this, so then group by group, it doesn't matter if it's a package, just forgive me. It could be anyone. So group by what? Staff ID, staff ID. So if I invoke this, let's see if I commit or execute this, then you have an understanding. So then you now know that. That's why I said, if I then want this to show, I can say quantity as quantity. So let's see, let's execute this and see if this will make sense. Do we now understand? Okay. So that is to test what we have done previously. Okay. So this time, let me see what else I have not touched. Let me see what else I've not touched. I'm trying to, I don't want to go to my slide. I just want to remember some of those things. Okay, let me quickly do one thing. I have 2 minutes left. Let me do just one. So since this is clear, okay, do I need this? Let me see. I don't need this. So select quantity. That I can still ignore for now. Select quantity. Then, okay, good. I think I like. Select quantity. I'm just trying to form something as what? Daily. I won't be saying as. I just want someone to figure. Select quantity. So I'm sure you understand what that means. And then select this also, other date. From where? From others. then group by order dates. Order dates. And when you do that, also order it by order dates. Okay, so this will give us total quantity order daily. But let's see what we'll get. All right. Execute. So do we understand? This is me saying that give me or bring back the sum of quantity as daily order. And also bring order dates from this table, such that you would also group on this day. There are many order, but group it by that. Don't give me the breakdown. Give me the total by you grouping all the transactions that happened that this day, and also help me arrange it. You can see third, fourth, but if I put the descending, then we have this. So thank you, everyone. So let me come to Palumi. I hope. Oh, thank you so very much. So Palumi, I hope we are fine, right?
Yeah, we're fine. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So
So
I
I'll
don't
stop.
I don't know
Okay.
if
Oh, go
anyone
ahead.
has question. Anyone has because I can see three hands up. So I don't know if they have question. You are saying
Oluwaseyi, please go ahead.
okay, let me just move to the second person. Hi Fatima. You have question.
I had already asked my
Go ahead.
question on the group chat. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, about Fatima.
Fatima, your mic is on, but we can't hear you.
Okay, let's just move quickly. Ada, hi Ada.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
You're
Sorry,
welcome.
I put up my hand in the beginning when I wanted you to show us how you brought in the data, the table into the database, but it's fine. It's okay.
Oh, okay. I actually created it in the environment, but it's my colleague that will be showing you how to now. I showed the life cycle, right? So, but I'm sure that he's going to also show how to. We showed that.
Last week, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But do not just be rest assured that creating or bringing import, you go to flat file and all of that. Because it's CSV, right? You need to bring it one by one. I'm sure my colleague will touch on that.
Because I tried bringing it.
I get you.
No comment.
No, you have to save it as CSV. I wouldn't know if I sent that to Excel or CSV. I think I sent that to Excel. So, but normal thing would be that it is best that you can now save it as CSV. So when you save it as CSV, it will break. CSV cannot save all the worksheets together. Excel will have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, but CSV can only have one. Let me say one worksheet. So that means you will save order as one worksheet as CSV, customer as one, and staff as one. So that means you're going to upload, let me call it that way, or import three CSVs into an environment called Corper. I could show that. I could just show you one thing. So let's take the next question.
Okay, I think the last person is Felix. Hi Felix.
Hi, good evening, sir. Thank you so much for the class. I already typed my question, but I'll just go ahead to ask anyways.
Okay.
The columns that had connections, like when you do the customer ID stuff and you connected the order to the customer table. I wanted to ask, is there a way where you do a query and it doesn't have to return the whole table? Maybe what I'm interested in
Yes.
is the customer name. So I don't want to get the whole table. I just want to get only the customer name that is associated with the customer ID to show in the results. Is it possible? And
Of course.
if it is, can you show us? Thank you.
Okay, good. I like that. Permit me, let me quickly show this. I'm gonna just minimize this. So, let me just use this. We say select all, right? Instead of now selecting all. What this means is that all I need to do is to change this guy. Well, let me execute this first. So it's showing everything, but I don't need everything. Thank you for this question. Thank you so much. Now, all I need to do is star. I don't need you, guy. Leave this space. I can then, if you need some columns, you must mention them. All right. So I can then say, okay, select customer. Remember, I've used CO for, okay, let me change. Oh, yeah, it's fine. I'll just change the narrative and add something. Select customer. C as dots. You get, I'm sure we understand, right? Let's say I need customer name, then comma. Let's say I also need, or I can just say customer name as you get. Let me do that. Don't mind if it's long. Okay, let me just even do smarter. You know what? Let me write. I think it's fine. You will understand. So I can say as customer name. Customer name. Permit me to put it this way. Or no, it's not good to put it this way. Let me say customer. So let me do it this way. Forgive me, everyone. What am I about it? So, all right. So that I can name is the key. Let me not begin to speak grammar. Just know that Excel understand. SQL understand what I mean. So let's say I want this one, and I also want sum of, since it's only quantity, so sum of quantity is coming from others. So O dot Q, O dot quantity, O dot quantity, right? Okay, what else do I need? As quantity, yes, as quantity. So what is, I think you'll be fine with this. I think you'll be fine with this. So I would also need to group this. So I'm trying to ensure that I have good. Yeah. So let me put one space and group by. Like, that if I use group by, I want it to be grouped by customer. So C dot good customer name. Okay. So if I go ahead, let me read this again. What this will do is that it will customer total quantity ordered. That's what this means. The total quantity that is ordered by customer. Can we see it by in front of each customer name? Olajude ordered 90. This person ordered. So that is what this will do. Customer name will come back, not all the columns. Quantity also will come back as quantity. There will be customer name and quantity. And I'm saying where both of them have something in common. When you're coming, just tell me the sky. So let's check this. Let me know if I answered your question. I took my time so that if there is anyone, I hope I answered you correctly. Just be sure that this is what you're asking for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Is there any other question? Balloon, please, over to you.
No, we don't have any question. Yeah, we would just like to say a very big thank you to you. And I can see SQL is just, let me say, when you practice, it's not something hard. So for these tools we have been learning, yeah, when you practice, it's very easy for you. So let's just appreciate our participation for today. You are really a good teacher, how we say. explaining, breaking things in a very simpler terms. It's not something easy. So let's appreciate our facilitator for that amazing session. So thank you very much, Mr. Jide. We really appreciate your time. It's not easy bringing you down here and even using extra time. Yeah, you spent more than 1.5 hours on this call already. So we just really want to appreciate you and we hope to to have you in our next edition of this analysis of our workshop.
No
So I don't know
problem.
if Adewale has something to say before we go today. So you'll get the recording so you can practice. So let's do well to practice. So I don't know if Adewale is on the call, you have something to say before we
Yeah,
go today.
I'm here. I stayed throughout. Mr. Jide, thank you so much.
My brother, thank
I
you
was
for
just
the
your session
privilege.
laughing that this is a teacher. When you see a teacher and a technical person, you really know that, oh, this is actually a teacher. I love the way you break things down. It's making it really easy for people to kind of understand. So the only issue that I think people may have because of practice is the data the ability to bring the data in, because I'm sure some people will want to practice, but they will have issues probably bringing the data in. So maybe what DJ suggested, we can try that. But even the file, I think the file is already saved as Excel 2003 to 2000.
Yes, I did that.
Yeah.
2000, yes, I converted it.
So
27 to 20. I should converted it to the
97 to 2.
best. Yeah,
Yes. So that means they can bring it in straight. They don't even need to bring it as a flat file. So
yeah.
you can just right click your database, go to tags, then import data, and then select Excel and bring it in. It's already a compatible Excel. The issue we have last week will not happen because that Excel for last week is Office 365. That's why it's not taking it. So this one, the system is going to take it directly. So I want to appreciate you again. Thank you so much. I think we all learn a lot, even me. I was listening to your session and I can say you're a true teacher. Thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you very much, Adewale. Thank you, my brother, for the privilege to be here. And Mr. Kwelumi, thank you also. So let me just react to this. There are different joins. So which I think when my other colleague, that's Mr. Paul, comes so when he's connecting, because I'm sure he will tell you primary key. There's no how it's gonna, he will tell you how to, but in case it doesn't, do not worry, guys, stay in the same community. I'm sure Mr. Adewale will take care of that, right? This is me reacting to your question, Mr. Kinsley Arinze. So, Balloon, please, thank you so much.
All right. So you did not show your last slide where people can actually connect to you.
Okay, thank
So
you.
you can probably say.